What's the difference between a northern fairy tale and a southern fairy tale? A northern fairy tale begins once upon a time, while a southern fairy tale begins, y'all ain't gonna believe this. This is what we will be telling our future generations about so many things. Contest chair, distinguished leaders, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, welcome. Can I have a show of hands how many of us are born before 1965? Baby boomers. Born 1965 to 1979, Generation X, that's me. Born 1980 and after, you millennials. Damn. That many of you? Raise your hand if any of you had old school parents or grandparents. Don't be embarrassed because I'm going to preach about it and I need to know who else can identify. Put them all together and you get my parents. See them there? Full disclosure, I'm an old school parent with 2 teenagers. How many of you parents recognize when you have children ages 19 and 20, yet I'm going to show you when they were babies? Here's a top 5 put down a finger challenge for my TikTokers. Put a finger down if any of these situations sound familiar. Put a finger down if you shop for groceries in the no frills aisle. How many? Okay. Put a finger down if you brought your snacks with you to the movie theater. We couldn't get popcorn at the movie theater. We wouldn't buy anything from the movie concessions. Do you know the gallon popcorn price? I buy popcorn and soda from the corner deli for 99 cents. Okay. Trader Joe's for $2.50. How about that? Put a finger down if you spent Sundays cutting coupons or reading comics. Put a finger down if you played with flashlights in the dark because there's no power. Put a finger down if you had to finish eating before getting anything to drink. Put a finger down if you drank Tang. How about Kool-Aid? Put a finger down if you remember working in the garden, planting, pruning, climbing a tree. You get the idea. Put down a finger. Oh, I see. If you unwrapped clothes for Christmas gifts instead of toys. Put a finger down if you shared clothes, less favorably known as hand-me-downs. Is there anyone with no fingers down? Come on, it's okay to share. My weekly allowance was having a bed to sleep in, and do not forget chores, like taking out the trash, because when the sanitation trucks were coming in the morning, picture this. I was 16 years old, and after a long school day, I went straight to bed, thinking someone else would take out the trash. But instead, my older brother threw the garbage on me. OMG. Are you ready for one more backward glance? My mom was so cheap. When we grocery shopped, I only knew no frills and no name cereal and powdered milk. True fact, I found these items at my parents' home in preparation for this speech. She would avoid taking us down the supermarket shopping aisle. My mom's favorite dinner menu was take it or leave it. What would I eat first? Do I want seconds I knew I couldn't get more without finishing everything on my plate. Sometimes I would try negotiating. Can I only eat one Brussels sprout? It was always those damn vegetables. I would race to be the first one to finish so I could get a second portion of food. I grew up with many siblings. My dad was married before he married my mom and had one boy and 3 girls in Belize. My mom was married before she married my dad and had 2 boys. My parents met in New York City, and then they had me. We became the Black version of the Brady Bunch. Dinner was always family time, and we would gather in the dining room to eat, always taking turns with a different child saying grace before being allowed to eat. That was my time to plan. Will I want seconds? What should I eat first? I had an hourglass figure, but then the sand shifted to my belly and my hips. Let's take one more backward glance. How is that for a backward glance? You see, all lives matter. Each of us have life experiences that shape our thinking and actions. They are what make us unique, and I, for one, can appreciate one more backward glance. Mr. Contest Chair?
That was easy.